This is Edison Park, Phoenix, Arizona, Dupavilla projects, where my inner warrior was bred and developed. I spent many of my adolescent years here in these projects. One of my earliest childhood memories starts right here at this park. I was playing out here one afternoon when an older kid came up to me and tried to start a fight with me. He pushed me and called me some names, but I refused to fight the kid. I actually ran home to my apartment, which was located just over there. When I got home, my mother took off her belt and she gave me a spanking. She told me, get out that house, go back out to the park and fight that kid, and don't come back until the fight was over. Win or lose, she didn't want me running away from a fight. Years later, I talked to her about the incident, and what she told me was, in this neighborhood, you couldn't be soft. If you were soft, you're going to get bullied, or you might be a victim to this neighborhood, and a victim to poverty. So that was her way of developing my inner warrior. Could have been taught a better way, but that was the only way she knew how to teach me how to survive out here in these streets. This is the Dupavilla projects. The neighborhood that I grew up in. That's actually my old apartment right there. In this neighborhood, because of the crime rates and the poverty that surrounds it, you have to be strong-willed, or else you can be a victim to this neighborhood and the drugs, whether it's be pushing drugs, selling drugs, or a drug addict. You have to hold steadfast to your belief and strong-willed and confident in your abilities and yourself in order to become successful. This is a breeding ground for my early warrior development. This is Edison Elementary School. According to schooldigger.com, 551 students attend this school, 548 of which receive free or discounted lunches, which speaks volumes about the poverty that surrounds this elementary school. This is an elementary school I attended at an early age. An attempt to cut down on crime. Actual police substation was actually created out here, so police can have more of a presence, because the crime rate was too high, the gang activity was too much out here. So what they did actually was set up a police substation, which is located right here in the neighborhood, just to kind of beef up that police presence. Same thing from you. We're good to go.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, I'm Officer Crozier, and I've worked this area here since 1985. It's called the Dupavilla, and Dupavilla is one of the housing projects Phoenix has. There's a couple of dozen of them. It covers from Roosevelt to Van Buren, from 20th Street to 16th Street. We've had a lot of problems here in the past. It's cleaned itself up a lot due to the police presence and the changing of a lot of the rules. When I first started, Dupavilla would allow just about anybody that was poor to move into the projects, and it didn't matter what kind of criminal record. They've changed everything now. If you have a criminal record and you have been found guilty of any kind of felony crime, then you get booted out of the project and you're not allowed to move into any of the other projects, like the Sidney P. Osborne, which is across the street. But they've beefed up the police presence by putting walking beat in here, and usually in the day and evening times they have officers that walk as partners. There's usually 4 to 6 of them at a time, and they walk around the projects and they take care of police matters here in the projects. And also down, they run people for criminal records before they move in, and then like I said, if the people are convicted of any kind of felony crime while they live in the projects, they get booted out. They have like 48 hours to evict. But the projects have gone from a lot of drug-based problems to a lot of minor problems now due to the police presence. And also the projects, the configuration has changed a little bit. It was about 50% black, 50% Hispanic when I first started in '85. Now it's probably about 85% Hispanic, and then all the other races that add up to make the other 15%. But it's a lot better place to live now.
All right.
There you go.
Thanks. As a child, I had a rough childhood. And as a parent, I want to provide a better lifestyle than I had as a kid growing up. Now, The question that I have and I propose to answer during a series of interviews is, how do I teach the inner warrior that I have developed in me? How do I teach those same lessons to my son in a positive fashion? That's the question I pose to answer, like I said, in a series of interviews.
My inner warrior was developed through watching my father go through a lot of life-threatening health issues. Throughout all this time that he was going through these different things, he still maintained a positive attitude. He was still focused on raising his family and teaching me how to be a great father and a great man.
I was in gymnastics since I was 4 years old, and we were taught, when you fall down, get back up and keep trying. And I think I applied that principle.
Other things that helped me develop my inner warrior, I'd say if I could pick one thing, it would be when I left home to go play football in college. It was a different atmosphere. It was very strict. They demanded a lot of mental and physical toughness, and from that I've learned how to take that and use that in the corporate world today.
Through extracurricular activities that are challenging and
Well, with my daughter, what I want to do is put her in controlled environments. I want her to learn certain aspects of being mentally and physically tough, how to handle herself in certain situations, and I feel like if I can put her in situations where I can still have it controlled from a distance, it'll give her the opportunity to make decisions on her own without having the guidance of me right there all the time, because it's not always going to be like that in her life.
What this process has taught me is there are ways to develop a healthy warrior inside your children, or anyone for that matter. As I continue to live my life, I will take forth with me positive challenges, positive reinforcement, competitive sports, things of that nature. I'm going to use positive activities that are challenging to challenge my son and develop his inner warrior as well as mine. Thank you for your time.